There are soldiers that have said, I want to keep fighting, even though Trump said that I cannot. There's a soldier, I have to look at my notebook to fucking remember the name, but,
Well, regardless, some dude with a fucking vagina, you know?
well, you can say a dude with a fucking vagina because you're being flippant and you're being dismissive, but he was a veteran of Afghanistan, and
Okay.
he's been fighting for 13 years. And he said, even if Trump abandons me, I will not abandon my country, and I'm going to keep fighting, even if he will not fight for me. Donald Trump promised in the elections, he said, I will fight for the LGBT community.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And he's not. They will fight for him. He will not fight for them.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? The two issues are different. I mean, Donald Trump is not America. He might be the face of America, but he's not what...
He's the president. He is America.
For now, but, you know, what...
And what he says on Twitter is very important. I mean, what he said on Twitter is, first of all, Donald Trump did not fight for America. If we can just be perfectly frank,
yeah, he fucking
and honest. Out. He said, after consultation with my generals and military experts, please be advised that the United States government will not accept or allow transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs. First of all, it's not tremendous. I just told you that. I just explained to you how it's not tremendous.
$8.4 million isn't tremendous.
Comparatively
to Viagra? I mean, that's...
$84 million on Viagra compared to $8.4 million at most on transgendered costs, and that's a big estimate. It might be as low as $2.4 million. So more than 10 times... No, 20 times the amount that you would spend on Viagra because dudes need to get it up, which I completely support. Yes, fuck your wives. You deserve to have sex. But there, and as far as disruption, he says disruption in his tweet. Disruption for who? Disruption for bigots who are uncomfortable, and I don't like to use the word bigot because I feel like it's bigot is a silencing word. It's kind of a word that pushes people to the side. But disruption for who? And then if you're talking about disruption of service, then fine. They can't have the surgery. They can't have they can't. Then fine. Tell them they can't have surgery unless they're on leave. But only 29 to 129 out of maybe 1,300 to 660,000 troops will actually get surgery that might disrupt their service. They want to serve their country.
Listen, if after all is said and done, if they want to get that shit done, then that's here's the thing, okay? You talk, when Donald Trump talks about it being a disruption, what he's referring to is there's going to obviously be some people who are uncomfortable with it. Okay, I'm
uncomfortable with a lot of things.
I'm not uncomfortable. I personally am not uncomfortable with transgender people.
Sure?
Yeah, I really don't give a shit. But you can't look at just because me and you are open-minded to the fact that somebody wants to be a woman when they're actually a man, regardless of what their ultimate, goal is or the reason why they're doing it. But here's the thing. If 30%, or say 15%, let's say 15% of the military and the soldiers who are fighting are uncomfortable with it, like you said, it's a disruption. So what I think the real question...
Well, Senator Tammy Duckworth lost an arm and 2 fucking legs. Her fucking helicopter went down, and what she said was, I didn't give a shit who came to save me.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't. That's
Because
when you're in that position, I'm sure any racist would fucking. You think any racist who was ever in a foxhole?
She's not in that position now. She's a fucking senator.
Right, but I'm saying any racist isn't a racist when he's in a foxhole if a black man comes to save him. The same way, all that shit goes out the window. But the thing is, okay, if we're going to talk about gender reassignment, okay, if this is really going to be something that's universally accepted, if a man is going to want to be a woman and a woman want to be a man, if they have to be then what we really need to talk about is eliminating gender completely. And not segregating Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
Going to that way as it is?
I mean, you tell me. I mean, we don't, everybody has different bathrooms. Well, isn't that the big argument? Oh, well, if she was originally a man, then it's creepy that they'll go in the same bathroom as a woman. Like I said, me personally, I don't care if I'm taking a piss in a urinal and some transsexual comes up to me staring at my dick with tits and a dick. To me, I don't care because I'm open-minded to it. Other people aren't so open-minded to it. So if there's going to be this gray line where people can just hop over to one side, then why not eliminate the line?
But do you understand how much psychological, you have to go through so much psychological testing. It takes years to go through a transition. You can't just say, hey, I feel like a woman today. Hey, I feel like a man today. That's not how it works.
Well,
you have to go, there is in the DSM-5, they have reclassified it as gender dysphoria. The meaning of dysphoria is unhappiness or unwellness. It means I am unhappy with my gender. Not I am unhappy with my sex. Sex is physical. Your gender is how you feel. And you can disagree with that, but that's the definition of it. You can fucking Google it.
Listen, I don't care what somebody wants to be, regardless if they're not. To me, it doesn't matter.
How do you justify being against it with the expense?
I'm not. Well, I'm just saying if we're going to pay for it, and when I say we, I'm talking about taxpayers. If that's something that you want to choose, to me, it seems more like an elective surgery, which they don't cover boob jobs, do they? Army healthcare? Do they cover tit jobs?
They cover some IVF.
Do they cover if you want breast augmentation?
No, they don't, but that's not the same thing.
Would they cover a cock enlargement?
I don't even know that they cover breast enlargement. I don't even know that they cover breast enlargement
They don't.
I'm talking about for transgender people.
I'm talking about in general.
In general,
it doesn't matter if they're transgender or not.
But that's not the same thing. Me as a woman saying I want bigger tits is not the same thing.
It's the same thing as me as a man saying that I want tits.
They don't cover breast implants. They cover hormone replacement therapy.
Okay.
Which is not that expensive. And why should that not be? These people are dying for our country. Do they not deserve the best?
Just because somebody's dying for their country doesn't mean that they can get things that aren't otherwise available to other people.
Oh, I think that it does. I think that people who are soldiers, I think people who are... That's the whole point. That's why you get benefits. That's why you get college. Do you think they shouldn't have college benefits? Do you think they shouldn't get college for their spouses?
I think they should have free housing. I think that they should never have to pay taxes. I think that they should have free health care. But I don't think that they should...
Certainly not mental health care, though. Certainly not mental health care where they can get treatment for their gender identity.
If it's a mental health issue, if that is a mental health issue because they feel like they're a woman when they're actually a man, then that's two completely different things.
So let me ask you something. Do you feel like people just wake up one day and they say, I would like to be ostracized by society and I would like to basically live in a bubble and find people that will accept me? Do you really think someone wakes up one day and says, I'm a man, I want to chop off my balls and be a woman?
Well, I mean, apparently there are people that do, because that's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. There is such a thing as having a different gender identity. Do you think that you know more than the American Psychologists Association? Because that's who makes the DSM That is who diagnoses these things. That is who creates it. And it's not like we're taking money away from wounded warriors. That's the other thing we were talking about. There's a thing on Facebook. Until every wounded warrior has a prosthetic and equipment, we have no business paying for someone's sex change operation. As though all of these people are, taking money from wounded warriors. People who serve our country deserve the best.
Yeah, but
Donald Trump got 4 draft deferments, 3 for college, 1 for bone spurs. And if you are a dude with a clit, or if you are a chick with a dick, you have a bigger set of balls than Donald Trump did, because he fucking dodged the draft 4 times, and he's trying to kick these people out of the military, and he's trying to deny them health care. He's not trying to give anyone. No one is asking for breast implants. No one's asking for breast implants. People want hormone therapy. People want to be able to be themselves in the military. And these people are in the military. They're going through boot camp. And they are doing the same things that any man or woman are doing. They're doing the same fucking things. And as far as I'm concerned, if these people are willing to sign up, and they're willing to face fucking North Korea, I don't give a shit. Help them turn their cock into a vagina. But less than 1% of these people, a very tiny, tiny percent of these people, are ever going to seek top or bottom surgery that is going to prevent them from participating in duty. Being transgendered is different than getting surgery.
All right, well, to go back to what you said, as far as, before that happens, every wounded warrior should have a prosthetic. Now, I think we can probably both agree that in this country, the state of the VA hospitals is fucking atrocious. Okay? People, soldiers, retired soldiers, they get pretty much the shit end of the stick as far as treatment goes, in general. Okay? I know guys who served in Vietnam who can't get fucking antidepressant meds and shit like that. Like, so to set aside this extra money for these people who want this gender reassignment
it's
surgery,
not extra money though.
But
it's
it is.
Not,
If
you're
people,
not taking money away. Okay.
If people aren't getting the treatment that they currently need, if soldiers aren't getting treatment now that they currently need, where's that extra money going to come from? So this is what I propose to you then. If we're gonna pay for gender reassignment surgery, okay, for all these transgendered soldiers of ours,
it's only $8.4
$8.4 million.
At
Okay,
the most.
that buys a lot of fucking,
out of billions.
That buys a lot of prosthetic legs.
It doesn't buy a lot.
So,
out of billions of dollars.
So if we're gonna do that, then first what we need to talk about is how we're gonna take care of the other people who have legitimate health concerns.
Those are legitimate health concerns.
Versus a prosthetic leg? You're saying that somebody wanting
hormone
therapy...
Can you show me a statistic on someone who didn't get a prosthetic leg because someone else got their hormone therapy?
Well, you said it's a psychological issue, right? You said it's a psychological...
It's legitimate.
Okay, so if it's a legitimate psychological issue, what about all the soldiers with PTSD who aren't getting the correct treatment?